Hey guys, some of you guys had been asking for a time-lapse demo on Chrome. I could do it for some other stuff too. Um, and I accidentally stole Ryan's little tire gauge, so I thought it might be a good subject for this. And I do think it will be because it has like a horizontal cylinder, kind of vertical cylinder, and a ball or sphere. So I gave myself 20 minutes to get this done. I think we've mentioned that sketching with a timer is a really good way to kind of keep yourself on track. And it'll help you guys because I speed up the video up and down. I was getting a little crazy with Adobe Premiere. It was fun though. I can make more of these if they prove useful. So I'm starting just, a sphere is always just a perfect circle. And then I kind of am getting a lot of the foundation and shape of it with that minor axis just running straight through it. But then also when you're working with a cylinder, you got to find perspective still. That's what I'm doing right there. So I wanted to show how to draw this clip, or things like going through the center of a cylinder or something, like a handle. So first, like, you can just make a center plane out of the minor axis, because that minor axis, if you can imagine in SolidWorks, it's like a line running straight up from the origin, and this is like the right plane. So you can sketch anything on that plane, and it will be perfectly in line with the center. It'll create a center line. So I'm trying to like translate the angles of that clip here. And this is where I'm kind of gauging how low down it goes, and where it goes down, I'm just adding a little ellipse that's kind of like showing that this is where that plane intersects the cylinder. So kind of just drawing in those angles. It probably gets that far away from the back of the cylinder. That's like what I was thinking there. So there you have like a center line. So then it would like go out with that line, and now I can draw kind of the right side of it. And I'm going to do a lot of that clip in perspective, just because it's like they're so very in marker, because there's like so many lines that the construction kind of gets in the way. So I also like here, those ellipses were really bad, but I kind of am just maybe reinforcing them a little, and then I'll fix them with the marker, making sure not to waste time. Since I know what's wrong about it, I can just fix it later. So now I'm adding those little rings. I basically just need an ellipse to know where to put my marker. I don't need to draw every side of it. So now I'm erasing. I hope it still shows up, but with the eraser, brush towards yourself, and then it won't like get all on your desk and stuff. Instead, you can just like vacuum it. Pro tip. Starting with the C2, and I'm just gonna kind of, like I said, get that outline really solidified. That's why I'm looking at it so much, not really for lighting reference, but more just like the shape of it, where everything intersects, size and proportion of like the space between those two little bands that wrap around that cylinder. So now I'm gonna start adding that ground, like the ground of whatever environment is, and that's the dark line on chrome cylinders. I'm going straight into C6. I think I go back and I add some C4 later. But yeah, just throwing in some nice dark ground, really saturated marker, because contrast is everything. That's kind of why I just went straight to the C6, because with chrome, it's all about contrast. Now I'm kind of using it like a contour line to wrap around those little bands. And then I just am kind of thinking of, I don't know, some squares that are lined up in the reflection. And this is where it's kind of like just shading vertical versus horizontal cylinders. It's just the like same rules that we talked about in the demo in class. Now I'm going to go straight to 100 black, which you guys need to use more. to make the horizon. See, I'm just making a little wiggly to show that it might be mountainous. And I kind of, you can see that little half of an ellipse that I'm drawing in right there. That's kind of where those bands are facing down. So yeah. Next, what is this? Oh, this is where I'm like, oh yeah, I should put some C4. I think I put a little bit too much. I would like to have kept more of the white of the paper. So now I'm like, oh yeah, C8. I should use all of them. Okay, this is like kind of a perspective area that is kind of common. Is that it can just be kind of confusing when you have two ellipses stacked on top of each other and you need to color in that space. That space isn't a perfect ellipse, it's sharp right on those corners right where I was touching. So don't try to like marker a perfect ellipse there. You have to keep it sharp and then it'll look good. So these are some of the blues that I have. The one I'm going to use is like the photo blue ones with the erasers. That's the Prismacolor ones we have on the cart, and this is just like a straight up Crayola, which I use every once in a while. But yeah, I'm using, I don't know why it's called photo blue. I'm guessing it's like because it doesn't show up in photos from the olden days. So like the parts of the band that are facing upwards, like I was touching right there, those are going to get some blue because they're facing the sky or the ceiling. Just blue kind of makes you feel light. And then these are like, I just drew in. Watch this editing real quick. Watch this. Wait for it. Wait for it. Ready? Ken Burns. Okay. Those are like three different ways to show ground. So one with like the Verithin, one with brown, and then one with yellow. And like, yeah, I think I use brown for this with a little bit of yellow, but those are just three nice ways to show it. It's going to look a little bit cleaner, I think, if you don't use any color on the darkness or for the ground. There, I'm like underlining it right there, really making a contour line on the back side of that cylinder with the brown marker. And then just kind of the areas are facing down again. Okay, so now like use a gel pen. Like a Pilot G2 is my favorite, but I can't find one. So I grabbed a Sharpie gel pen. Make sure a circle guide's super useful for spheres. Don't be afraid. I probably should have used a ruler more in this, but these are kind of those wires that I talked about. It's a really good way to like get a free contour line without like having to put contour lines on your sketch. Kind of like how part lines can do that. You can do that with reflections. And that goes for regular metal and chrome. Using some white to kind of really brighten up some hot spots where there might be lights. There you go. I think time's running out. I think there are a few things I would like to fix. Like I left that top of right here. I'm like, look at that. I just accidentally made it so that white line kind of flows all the way across the sphere and into the vertical cylinder. So I had to go back and make sure that it goes down the horizontal cylinder as well. And now I have like a dark contour line with the gel pen and a white contour line with that. I don't know why I had to write 20 minutes. And about 50-50 light and dark. And then I wrote in the percentages of kind of what I used as a general guide. But yeah, I would have definitely made the top of that clip, and I still can, dark since it's reflecting the actual body of it. Here I'm getting a nice thumbnail. You know how I do it. And I was like, oh, sign your name on everything. Guys, make sure to sign your name on your assignments. But yeah, I hope that was useful. Freeze frame. Ooh. And let me know if this was useful at all and you guys liked it, or any edits that I could make to it, because it was fun to make. All right, see you guys.